Hey, good evening, everybody. Some people call me poet, some people call me prophet. My presentation name is not for sale. It's a gift God gave me, you can't really put a price on it. Take all those names, throw them away. They don't mean anything. The only name I want you to remember while I'm standing on this platform is Jesus, and that's the name I want you to remember when I leave. Now, on my platform is I try to open people's minds and get them to see, because sometimes we make up these fake worlds in our mind just based on what society and what people have taught us. And my job is to tear down generational curses, is to relieve you of them pressures so you can walk towards God. Now, I had a guy come up to me today, and he had seen one of my podcasts. He said, in fact, what he thought a boss was. And so I told him that, and I'm making this podcast for him. I just told him to log on. He made a point that, I'm not nowhere near a boss. And he told me, he said, well, a boss is somebody that owns something. He said, you ain't got no money. This is what he's telling me. He says, you ain't got no money. He says, you ain't got no people under you and all this and that. And see, now, there's a difference in the spiritual realm and the physical realm, because this is the way people think in the physical realm. Let me tell you what a real boss is. He's not a man that, when a man has true power, he'll render you mercy before he gives you a judgment, just like Jesus did. Secondly, a man with true power is that a man that has realized what his calling is, okay, what God has called him to do. And this man has bossed up the life. He's trying to live, he doesn't walk in complete integrity, but he's walking towards it. He's walking toward integrity, honesty, and discipline. He's a man that comes and adds something to the world. Now, if you think you're a boss, and if you're going out there and you're trying to build a legacy of other people's misfortunes, you're not even clear. Because a man can possess a title and not be able to fulfill that title. Example. Go back to the Rodney King incident. Here you had, and everybody witnessed it on TV. I'm going to show you how delusional the world has become. Everybody witnessed this man get beat like a common dog, right? All the people had the title of a police, but were they walking in the substance of a police? See, so a man can possess a title and not be able to fulfill that title. Now, for those who do not know the word or whatever, let me take you to something that you can relate to. If you go to the movie Thor, and you remember when the ice giants that came into the movie and they had stole the relic, and Thor went down, he wanted to destroy them. He was just about ready to be crowned king. And his father ascended out of the sky, right? And the ice giant told him, oh, he's going to get what he came for. And he snatched him back up and took him to the realm. You know what he told him? He says, look, he said, you just, because of his childish actions and his selfish greed and the way that he lived life, he exposed the whole kingdom, right, to misery and pain. His father called him a child. So you know what his father did? He says, I take from you your father's father. He stripped him of all his title because, watch this, he wasn't walking in the substance of a king. You understand? He was about ready to be crowned king. What he did is he took a shortcut. You got people out here calling themselves kings, queens, emperors, empresses, and they're not walking the substance. You're not even nowhere near. Okay? So there has to be, you have to be molded and shaped. You have to be conditioned to walk in those titles. So his father, what he did is took the hammer and he threw it out. He said, whoever will possess this hammer. You know what he had to do? He had to go out and he had to sacrifice the thing that he loved the most before he could gain that power back. So you got a lot of people out here thinking, but you're not a boss. You're not a boss until you will step up and the calling what God has called you to do. It ain't got nothing to do with you controlling people, because anybody can do that. Okay? A person with true power will give you mercy when you don't deserve it. It ain't got nothing to do with how you can control people. That's what you call narcissistic. control and domination. Want to dominate people. You will be allow people to be who they are. You understand what I'm saying? But yet knowing what God called you to do, and you being able to stand on your square. Your job is not to change people. Your job is to come out here and change yourself and be a better person, and it's nothing that you will ever attain. It's a walking towards. You understand? So I hope that the gentleman that asked me this question earlier, I hope I answered your question. Because if you think a boss is somebody that gets out here in the corners and controls the street and got people being flying monkeys, and that's not a boss. That's not a boss. A boss is a man that's bossed up to his responsibilities, to his community, and to the world, and to everybody. And he wants the best for everybody, not himself. So let it be written, so let it be done.